So we've got a lot to talk about in today's video. As you can see, I'm currently up 62 pips in EurCad. It's 3 o'clock, just at 3 o'clock on Friday afternoon. And I want to break down the entirety of this swing trade. I've been in this trade since Wednesday, so I want to kind of rewind and actually take you back to Wednesday. I had 4 trades that day. And we're going to look at all of those trades and show you how I got into this entry position here, why I stuck with my long bias and got back in even after getting stopped at break even twice before this position presented itself. So I stayed focused, and there's a lot of value that you can take from that. Then I'm going to show you yesterday, how I managed the trade, how I stayed in, and how I allowed the trade to really breathe and move on its own. And then I'm going to show you today, Friday, how I bagged some of the profit, how I'm basically almost 99% out of this trade. I have a very small piece still left in with the stop loss locked in profit. And I'm going to explain to you at the end here why my plan is to still hold a piece of this into next week, just to kind of see what can happen with the stop loss locked in profit. So if you're new to the channel, my name is Austin Silver. I appreciate you being here. I'm the co-owner and head of trading here at ASFX. And I want to let you know that if you're new, all you need to do is hit that subscribe button down below me. That way you don't miss any future videos. I don't want you to miss any of this content. And I also want to let you know I'm giving away these 2 computer monitors. One's an LG and one's an Acer. I'm going to give them away next weekend, Saturday the 29th. I'm doing my next free webinar. There's a link down in the description of this video. It's in the pinned comment section. Make sure you sign up. We have 180 something people signed up already, and we can only take 250. It is completely free, and if you stay through till the end, you could be one of the 2 people that win one of those monitors. And you're going to learn something. Not only could you get something for free, but you're going to actually learn something. I'm trying to coerce you into learning by giving you something for free. So, webinar link is below. Now let's talk about EurCad before I run you back to Wednesday. So if you remember the start of this week, Monday was a bank holiday. Tuesday, we came into the market a little unsure, couldn't really find anything. But then we came into Wednesday, which you're about to see here in a second. And Wednesday was a choppy day, but my long bias on EurCad had been set on actually Sunday. So coming off the bank holiday on Tuesday, I was looking for longs. Coming Wednesday, I was looking for longs, and I actually found them on Wednesday. But every time I took a long position, except this one, every single time, it stopped me out after moving into profit, stopped me out at break even. So they were just washes. I wasn't making any money. But I didn't let that influence my bias. And that's, I think, the biggest thing you can take out of this video. If anything, if there's anything on the surface level, if you can't listen any deeper to go deeper than that, the surface level thing is that my conviction and my belief in my analysis and my technical analysis is what led me to staying in this direction and being able to find this entry after getting stopped in profit and being able to hold this trade for 2 days and putting a lot of money in my pocket. If you take a look here, at most when it hit the 800 EMA and I closed a little bit of it there, I was up 92 pips. So if you just take a look, I closed 25% of the trade today at 3:30, 4 o'clock this morning when I was up 55 pips. It started to come back down, and I wanted to make sure I took some more, so I closed another 25% of the trade there, up about 54 pips. And then I just let the rest of it build into the afternoon, and when it finally got the gas that I was looking for to take it up to the 800, that's where I closed a little bit more. And then, like I just said, I have about 10-15% of the trade still in now, because I really wanted to come on here and show you guys that I'm still in it, up 60 pips. And the stop loss is locked, so I can't lose any money. What we're going to do is now go clip by clip. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you're going to see all of my thoughts and how I managed this trade. You see it's a profitable trade at the end of it here going into next week. So what we're going to do next week is kind of circle back and do a full detailed analysis of where this develops by, next Thursday, next Friday. We're going to see if we actually have the bottom of a pullback here and how extensive that pullback is. But we'll get to that next week in the videos, and that's why it's important that you're subscribed. So for now, enjoy these clips of the swing trade. Enjoy the clips going back to Wednesday. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, please drop a comment down below. I answer everybody. You can also reach out to me via email. And lastly, make sure you're signed up for the free webinar so you can win one of these 2 monitors and actually take some actionable value into your trading the following Monday after that webinar. So links are down below for that. Now enjoy the clips from Wednesday, Thursday, and this morning here on this trade. Hey guys, welcome back. So today I have 4 trades to review with you. I'm currently long EurCad. I'm in the 4th position of the day. As you can see, I'm up almost 11 pips in this trade. So what I'm going to do in today's video is break down all 4 trades. I'm going to show you what I liked, what I didn't like, what created the long bias here, even though we were so short biased this pair. I'm going to break everything down for you. And then as this trade here, this 4th trade develops, I'll come back on at the end to wrap it up and show you how this trade finishes out. This will be my last trade of the day. My stop loss is not locked in profit yet. It's down at its original position at the low of day. And I'm looking to see if we're going to get more extension to the upside here, getting the pullback started from this basically 2 weeks of drop. So let's back up here and start with the first trade that I took today. So the long bias was created basically to start the week because on the 1 hour, if you look just really quickly, you can see it. We had divergence building. And the divergence, actually, you know what? Let me show you on this time frame just to make it easier. So here, you'll see the divergence building from last week. If you hear a blender go off, it's Riley making my smoothie in the background. But here's the divergence building. If I could draw this damn line. Come on. Here. Perfect. RSI is rising, price action is falling. So that's building the divergence, telling me that we are possibly going to see some change. That's what created the long bias yesterday. Both of those trades, like I said, got stopped at break even. One of them I closed a little bit in profit, so it was a blue day, but just not a big day. The same thing happened again this morning when I went long the first time EurCad. So again, the long bias was created because of this 1 hour divergence, and because if you look at the daily, it's just been dropping since the 4th. At some point, we're going to have a day that pulls back. That's my thought, right? Now, it's not a great idea to trade that way, but that's the original thought, that I know at some point it's going to pull back and touch the 8 EMA. So going to the 15-minute, today, when I woke up this morning, let's flip over to my other chart in a second. When I woke up this morning, we were setting a new low a week here, but I liked how the RSI was actually kind of bottoming itself out, looking like it was going to come back through this trend line. It was showing me support down here with these pins as well. So what I did was I went to the 1 minute to look for what we call a D2 entry. The D2 entries are divergence reversal signals, potential reversal signals, I should say. These are the least probable trades in my playbook. These are the hardest trades to stay consistent with because they're counter trend trades. But we teach how to identify D2s like this and D1s, which are in trend divergence trades. We teach both of those in the divergence course, and that comes with the starter pack. So if you want information on that, it's down in the description. And I'm actually going to be doing a really awesome giveaway with 2 monitors. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I have these 2 monitors back here, computer screens. I'm going to be giving them away next Saturday on our free webinar. Make sure you're signed up. I'm sure most of you are, because we're almost full. We can only have 250 people in there, but there's a link for that below as well. So the divergence course info is below, and the free webinar next Saturday info is below as well. Now, the first trade here, you see the divergence twice, 2:30 to 3:30, and then again 4:30 to 5 o'clock, that divergence is building. It actually moved up about 1 hour from my entry, and I took 50% of the trade off, moved my stop into profit here, and then right at about 5:30, it stopped me out. So slightly profitable on the day after that trade, but I kept looking. I was still focused to see if we could find any other trades. At that time, all the euro pairs started to come down. So as they came down, I flipped over to Euro USD, and I found a nice risk reward setup here on the 1 minute at 6:30. So about 45 minutes after I got stopped on the rest of the EurCad trade. This trade falls about 1 hour. I take a little bit off here at 1 hour, the same way I did with the first trade, and then it ends up actually coming back towards my entry, and I closed it here before it could stop me at break even. So I would have been stopped either way for a very small gain. So either way, both trades, half was closed at 1 hour, and then the other half of the trade gets stopped basically at break even, or for this one, I closed it at break even. So 2 trades that really didn't work out that well. Both of them on the higher time frame aren't super probable trades, but they are following, at least here with the Euro USD, following that overall trend. It just didn't have a lot of gas in it. And you can see it's actually moving a little bit lower now, but it just wasn't that initial move. And I wasn't looking for a long trade here. I was looking for just a quick scalp, long in sense of time, not long in sense of going higher. But I was just looking for a scalp there, and that kind of added to the day to make me a little bit more blue. But then what happened was I got back into EurCad here before the news. So if I take it to the 1 minute, you'll see here, I see more divergence building on the bottom. Again, more signals that we could be bottoming out, that this could be the low for the week, because I know it's Wednesday. Sometimes we find our low for the week there, and we move off of that low for 2 days, and I'd like to be a part of that. So I got in here. It didn't move much, and then I actually got stopped for about a 7 pip loss. The news came in here and it actually set the low at 142.63. It held that low pretty well for about an hour, and then I got in again long here, and that's why I'm in this trade for the fifth time, something like that. I've traded it a couple times this week, long, trying to call this bottom, and all of them, except this one here, the last one that actually was a loss, all of them have just been stopped in profit. So I've been close, but I think my biggest thing is that I'm going for a bigger trade here on a counter trend move, and counter trend moves don't have to pay you with those big type of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8R trades. However, I'm hoping that now that I have the bottom here, I can hold this trade. There's the blender. Sorry if that's a little loud. I can hold this trade and we can maybe see some movement towards 143.20, towards the 200 EMA up here. That's what I'm looking for next. We broke the 50, kind of a retesting now this previous level, but we're coming back off it, which is good. I want to see this TDI move up. I'm going to give this trade time. I wanted to come on here and show you guys kind of everything that happened today with the long trade that got stopped in profit, the Euro USD trade that was a small win that got stopped in profit, and then now the loss on EurCad. Those three kind of led me to this point where I'm like, look, I like the idea of buying EurCad. I want to still be involved in this. And then I had the signal present again, which is the most important thing. So yes, a couple pieces you can take from this would be one, that in these counter trend trades, going for the home run, you're going to leave money on the table. Like I could have made money yesterday in both of my longs if I had taken more profit when I was up 2R, 3R, but I was going for 5, 6, 7R, and that cost me. It left me stopped in profit. That's the first thing to take. So take profit if you're trading counter trend, right? As this trade comes higher, I'm going to take more profit off of it. The second thing to take out of my mistakes here is going counter trend is tough. Like, look, I'm still trading today. It's 10:40. I'm going to go to the gym and leave this alone, leave the stop, let it just roll, because I think it has the potential to come higher, like I've been saying. But it does take some fortitude to trade counter trend and stay biased and stay with that belief and make money and not give back too much of your profits from earlier in the week when I've been just riding this thing short. So counter trend is tough. A lot of the time I recommend new traders just don't even trade counter trend and just go off and come back the next day and see if you can find something in trend. There was a move here, a breakout for a new low of day. It would be a technical A1 breakout right here at 6:15. It's a great setup. I just was biased to this thing being long, hence me being in it again. But there's 21 pips there and your stop would have only been 12. So you're getting almost 2R there with just a clean trending A1 breakout that we teach in the beginner course. So I definitely could have done better to be a part of that instead of been trying to buy it. But I'm still going to make money here, as you can see on this last trade. I'm up about 14, almost 15 pips now. So this one should work out well. I will keep you guys posted. We'll see how this plays out. Right now, slightly red on the day because of that last loss on EurCad, that last trade. But I'm focused, and hopefully that this trade continues to move higher. We can cover and end the day blue. So, if you have any questions, please let me know. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And make sure you give me a thumbs up because it really, really does help the algorithm of YouTube. It's complicated, but it does. It makes it so we can reach more people and spread this value. So I appreciate it very much. And of course, if you have any questions, drop a comment down below. But it's 10:42. I'll come back on in a little bit and keep you guys posted as I move the stop, if I do, as this trade develops, if it does, or if it stops me out. Win or loss, this is a D2 entry off the bottom. The same entry we teach in our divergence course, the same entry that we're going to talk about on the free webinar next Saturday. So if you're not signed up for that, link in the description. All right, guys, it is 3:52. As you can see, I'm still in the fourth EurCad trade today. This is the fourth position that I've had. I'm up 17 pips now in this trade. It's looking really, really good. I want to show you here just a couple of things that I'm taking note of as we push towards the close, towards the end of the day. My stop now, if you take a look again, it is locked above my entry price, 2 or 3 pips in profit, so I can't lose any money on this position. So if this is to shoot down and stop me out right now with my stop in profit, I'll slightly be red on the day because of that third trade, the loss before this one on EurCad when I was buying it right here when I got stopped out. But as you can see, the long seems to be working. And now on the 15-minute, breaking through the 50 EMA, that's a really good sign for me that we're going to move towards the 200 EMA. Take a look at the 1 hour. Breaking potentially the 21 EMA here in 6 minutes. So we're going to give this a lot of time. I might even hold this trade into tomorrow and let it develop overnight, because if I have the bottom here, I mean, you don't like to say it, oh, I could, catch the bottom and hold it for a week, but I had the top here on the 50, or excuse me, on the 200 on February 4th. You can go back and watch that live trade recap. Now today, look how far we are off that 8 EMA, and I know it has to at least pull back to that 8 EMA sometimes, and that could be 6, 7, 8R from my trade if I can hold into this thing tomorrow. So maybe what I do in an hour at the changeover of day is I take a little bit of profit off. I'm up 17.5 pips as we speak. I have it open on my phone in front of me. So maybe I take off a little bit of the trade at the changeover of day. But either way, the stop is locked. I'm going to most likely hold this trade into tomorrow, and we'll let it continue to develop. So what I'm going to do is come back on when I make a big change, or tomorrow morning I'll come on and update you guys where we're at. So it's almost 4 o'clock. I appreciate you being here. Let's see how this thing plays out. We could have a really good entry. We might be talking about this buy position down here at 142.77 for a long time, just like we were talking about the one at the top on the 4th for a long time. So we'll see. I'll keep you posted. If you have any questions about this divergence, please reach out to me. Let me know. Drop a comment, whatever you need to do. I'm here to help you guys however I can. So I'll be back in a little bit. We'll let this trade do its thing. All right, guys. It's now Thursday, February 20th, about 4:30 in the morning. I just got up about 20 minutes ago. And as you can see, the trade is up over 41 pips at this point. Now, this is the same entry that I took yesterday. What I did to avoid getting stopped out last night during any potential pullback was after we made it through the changeover of day, I actually moved my stop loss back down to the original position. The reason for that is because I know that if I really caught a D2 entry here off the low of the week, I need to give it space to respect that level down here at 142.64, set with the pin low here yesterday on the news. This was that CAD news that came out, and then I got in after it didn't break the level set during the news. This pin back here at 2:30 last night, that would have stopped me out in profit if I had left my stop in profit when I told you guys that I was going to possibly move it yesterday. But I didn't close any of the trade yesterday. I did move the stop, but then I moved it back to the original position. So now that we're moving well into profit, I put the stop back in profit. I keep saying the word profit, but you follow me, right? Here you can see the stop loss is now 142.78. My entry price is 142.77. I'm up 42 pips almost here, and we're going to continue to give this time. This is exactly what I said I was looking for yesterday. Break the 50, then break the 200. Now that we're above the 200, next stop would be the 800 EMA, which is way higher. So we're going to give it time. If you look at the 1 hour chart, you can see we're now in the process of breaking the 50, which is going to be the first strong break of the 50, literally since going back to the first week of the month when it came off the 50 on the 4th with that D2 entry off the top. So now that we're getting a significant break here on the 1 hour chart, I think that tells me we have the potential to at least make it up to 143.80 today. I'll hold this trade into tomorrow if I have to. My stops in profit, I have full size still in. I'm doing great on this thing. This is going to be a huge trade for me if it continues. So I'll keep you guys posted, but we're up about 43 pips now, as you can see. It's 4:25. I appreciate you sticking through. It's a little bit of a longer trade, but I'm hoping you're learning how I'm holding these swing trades. You're seeing my fortitude. You're seeing my discipline. You're seeing my confidence and my belief in these trades. And I think that that's, at least right now for this trade, that's the most you could take out of this. It's trading the same signal. It's staying, biased in your original idea. My original idea for the last couple of days has been to buy this thing because I knew the divergence on the 1 hour time frame could tell me we're getting a pullback, and that's the pullback that I'm in now. I mean, I don't like to say imagine if I'm in at the bottom, but look at the daily chart here. Imagine if I'm in at the bottom as it pulls back towards just the 8 EMA. I'm going to get 90 pips out of this entry, only risking 13 at most. And now my stop's in profit, so I can't even lose any money. So it's a free trade. It's Thursday, it's 4 o'clock. I don't have to do anything else today except manage this if I don't see anything that I like. So I'll come back on in a couple hours or a couple minutes, whatever happens. I'll let you guys know how this thing continues to play out. I appreciate you being here. Let's see what it's got. Morning, guys. So we're back. It is Friday, February 21st now. It's just about 4 o'clock in the morning. As you can see, I am up 55 pips, almost 56 pips now in EurCad. This has been a 2-day swing trade. I've been holding this since Wednesday late morning, about 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. I held through yesterday, didn't get stopped on this pin pullback here because my stop was at original position. We moved up about 60 pips yesterday, hitting that ADR max level, and then chopped our way around, really not moving any higher. Overnight, though, we held this level here at 142.90, 142.92. You can see multiple times here. Pins, even here, changeover of day, pins, right? You see the support down here. This is the same level coming back from earlier in the week. So it's used as resistance, broken, used as support, and now we look to make another move higher. So as we move into the rest of the day, I'm looking for this I think, to make its way to the 800 EMA. That's what I said to you guys 2 days ago, taking the original idea off the bottom, thinking we could get full reset here on the 15-minute. So if we can make it up here, I mean, that's probably another 50 or 60 pips. Let's see if we can measure it. 37 pips, another 40 pips. That'd be great. We'd be up over 100 pips on this trade, and that's where I'd look to take myself out of it. So I don't have any of the trade closed. I'm still in at full size. My stop is locked if you take a look at the FX Trade app again, and we're up almost 60 now. So we're going to continue to give it time. I will come back on and update you guys. I'll probably start to move my stop loss up as the morning goes on, as the day goes on. I don't think I want to hold this into next week. I might have the bottom going into next week. It might rise all next week, and I could be like, wow, why didn't I just hold a piece of it? But I don't think I'm going to hold anything more than 10% of the position if I hold anything at all into the weekend. So I want to make sure the stop is being brought up. That way I can't lose any money on the trade. And I'm going to definitely be at least 75, 50% closed on this position going into next week. I don't want to hold majority of the trade over the weekend, just because you never know what'll happen. Trump could tweet, something could happen. I don't want to be a part of that gap coming into Monday. I'd rather take my beautiful 2-day swing trade here, my fight with EurCad, win my battle here, and come back next week to do it again. So I'll come back on in a little bit and update you guys. I appreciate you sitting through this live review. I know it's a little bit longer, but hopefully you're taking some value out of this. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if this helps at all. I really, really do appreciate it because it does motivate me to keep making the videos for you guys. So 352, I'll be back in a little bit and let you know how this 57 pip EurCad trade plays out. It is now 4 o'clock, about 12 hours later than that first clip you just saw from today. It's Friday afternoon now. I am still in a very small piece of this EurCad trade. As you can see, I'm up 62, 61 pips as we kind of die off into the weekend here. We know that typically on any trading day, volume gets slow when you get after 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But now on a Friday at 4 o'clock, an hour away from market close, you can't expect a lot of movement on any pair. So being up 60 pips, my stop loss is locked well in profit. My entry's at 142.77. You remember, this is the same entry from Wednesday. And my stop loss is at 142.98. So well into profit. You can see it's actually marked here on the TradingView screen. We're going to flip over to TradingView in a second, but I just wanted you to see the entry, see that I'm still in, and see that I actually am going to hold a piece of this into the afternoon. We're going to end the video with this clip, and we're going to talk about the EurCad small piece of this next week, but I wanted to wrap this video up for you here on Friday afternoon just to show you how the trade really developed all week. It was an idea that took all week to come to fruition, but it finally made itself happen. So if you remember, coming into the week, on Monday, we were coming on a bank holiday, so no entries on Monday. Tuesday, we had the opportunities to take it short. I just kind of chopped myself around Tuesday and got stopped twice at break even. Remember that? So just not a lot of money on Tuesday. Wednesday, same thing. Stopped at break even once, and I actually lost once on Wednesday. That was at the beginning of this video. But I got back in Wednesday afternoon-ish, almost afternoon, like 10:30, 11 o'clock. And I held that position Thursday with my stop at its original position, and I held that into Friday, and like I showed you just a couple of minutes ago, the level at 142.90 was held so well overnight that it told me we had the potential to push towards the 800 EMA today. And that was the take profit level that I told you I would take more off at, and I did. I took another 35% of the position off up here at that 800 EMA, just about 100 pips from the entry, almost 100 pips from the entry. And as the day has gone on, I took off a little bit more here, so I have about 5% of the position still running as we head into the weekend. And my plan going forward is to leave the stop where it is, 142.98, this purple horizontal line, and I'm going to let the trade go into next week just to practice my swing trades, to practice and see how I can hold it. Maybe it continues higher and I can make money on this small piece of this position. I want to show you here, today we had actually an opportunity to add longs. After I closed some of this trade here off the 8 EMA, it pulled back to the 15-minute 50. When it did that, it actually formed bullish divergence. See, I have it marked right here. And if I pull up the TDI, you'll see it. You see how the TDI bottomed out back here at 514? And it was just rising into 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. But price action continued to fall. Look at how once it hit the 800 EMA, it then held that low and moved off of it. That presented for me a bullish divergence signal. And actually, if you look at it this way, you can see the rising RSI and the falling price action. What I really liked about this as well was if I just draw a couple more lines, and again, you can draw lines anywhere, and that's why I don't make a lot of trading decisions just off lines. I just use them to either confirm or deny what I'm seeing. So if I match those reaction points up on the RSI, and that's why I draw trend lines too. You have to make sure you're matching your points on the RSI to highs and lows, not just random points in the RSI. It's got to be at the lows and the highs. That's how you find structure. So here you see the channel forming. We know the channel is going to break out to the upside. How? Because of the bullish divergence with the rising RSI. So when we break out of that channel, which is anticipated, it comes retests and then holds above it, you know that that's probably going to mean more bullish movement. And look at how quickly it picked up there. And that's where we went over up 100 pips into the trade. And then it kind of faded as the morning went on into the afternoon, 12, 1 o'clock. And now we're just kind of sitting here up 61 pips in the small piece that I have in. So I appreciate you sitting through the trade. I hope that this really drives home the patience that you need to be able to take advantage of some of these moves that will take multiple days to develop. But not only will they take multiple days to set up, but you're going to need to be patient in those trades. Patient in your winners, patient with your losers, but paying attention and making sure you're just reacting, not forecasting, reacting. Now, the forecast of me saying it should go to the 800 EMA is not a forecast. That's a statistical fact of what the backtesting in our system shows. So this was a D2 entry. If you want to learn more about the D2 system, there's links in the description. Make sure you're signed up for the free webinar. It's 1 week from tomorrow. It's the 29th, 9 a.m. We have like 100, less than 100 spots left for the free webinar. Make sure you grab one of those. The link is down below. I'm going to be giving away, like I said to you, those 2 monitors, so you don't want to miss that. And you're actually going to learn something, which is the more important thing. But the giveaway seems to be what everybody's interested in. So make sure you're there. Links in the description. I appreciate you guys. I'll catch you in the next trade recap.